Hello and welcome to today's episode on part 2 of understanding the customer and competition, consumer markets and consumer behavior. My name is Rayan Zohur and the subject expert is Dr. Arshia Hussain, PhD in Human Resource Management and teaching in the Department of Commerce and Business Studies, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. In the first part, we discussed consumer markets and consumer behavior and their characteristics. In this session, we will discuss buying behavior and the different types of buying behavior. We will also discuss the decision process that leads to buying behavior. Buying decision behavior. Buying behavior is vastly different for different products. The decision process for buying some products is simple and does not require much thought, while buying behavior of certain other products could be more complex, requiring buyer deliberation and involving more buyer participation. Different types of buying decision behavior are complex buying behavior, dissonance reducing buying behavior, habitual buying behavior, and variety seeking buying behavior. We will discuss these in detail. Complex buying behavior. Consumers generally go through a complex buying behavior when their involvement in a specific purchase is relatively high and they can see significant differences between brands for the product they want to purchase. The involvement of consumers becomes high when the product is expensive, not frequently purchased, risky, and distinctly self-expressive. Mostly the consumer is not well informed about the product category. An example of this is when a consumer wants to buy a laptop but does not understand the technical details and does not know what features to look out for. Most features do not carry real meaning for a majority of the users, especially first time users. The buyer wants to learn more about the product and get a better understanding about its features. During the process, he will develop beliefs and attitudes about the product and will make the purchase after much deliberation. Marketers of a product that require a high level of involvement must make efforts to understand the process of information gathering and evaluation that a consumer goes through to be able to provide a better product and market it well. Dissonance reducing buying behavior. Consumers go through a dissonance reducing buying behavior when their involvement in a specific purchase is high. The product is expensive, self-expressive. Their purchase infrequent and risky, but they do not see much difference between brands for that product. An example of this is when a consumer buys an LED TV. The involvement is high because the TV is expensive. However, most brands in a similar price range appear to be the same. The buyer will look at a few TVs to see what is available, but will buy somewhat quickly. They are likely to respond to a better price or look at the convenience of purchase. Consumers sometimes feel dissonance after the purchase has been done. This could be because they hear favorable things about other brands or when certain disadvantages of the product are observed by them. Marketers who sell such products need to provide after sales communication to their consumers to support them and educate them of the benefits of their product, reinforcing the positivity of their decision. Habitual buyer behavior. Consumers go through a habitual buying behavior when the cost is low, their involvement level in the product category is low, and the difference between the brands for the product they seek is low as well. An example of this is salt or sugar. They reach out for any brand when they are buying, and then they keep reaching out for the same brand every time. Their repetitive buying is out of habit and not due to strong brand loyalty. Consumers generally seem to have low involvement with products that are low cost and are purchased frequently. Consumers do not go through the regular sequence of belief, attitude and behavior. Consumers do not spend time on extensive research or evaluating characteristics. They receive information passively through advertising. Repetitive advertising leads to brand recognition and not brand conviction. Consumers do not evaluate the product even after the purchase. Marketers should stress only on a few key points while advertising. Images and visual symbols are important as they have a high recall value and lead to brand association. Advertising campaigns should be planned on the basis of classical conditioning theory, where consumers identify products through images and symbols. Variety seeking buying behavior. Consumers go through a variety seeking buying behavior when the cost is low, their involvement level in the product category is low, but the difference between the brands for the product is perceived as high. In cases like this, consumers switch brands frequently, often without putting much thought to it. An example for this is cookies. A consumer might pick up a brand based on existing beliefs without evaluation and evaluate it while eating those cookies. The next time he might pick up the same brand because of convenience or another one because of boredom or maybe because he wants to try something else. He switches brands because he wants variety and not because of any dissatisfaction arising from the brand. Marketing strategy for product categories like this are different for the market leader as compared to the challenger or minor brands. The market leader will encourage habitual buying behavior by acquiring prominent shelf space, keeping the shelves stocked well and running short duration ads frequently. The challenger or minor brands will encourage variety seeking through their advertising, suggesting reason for trying something new. They offer lower prices, free samples and special deals. The buyer decision process. The buying process begins much before a product or service is actually bought and continues long after that. It is important for marketers to look at the buying process as a whole and not just the purchase decision. This process goes through 5 different stages, which are need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision and post-purchase behavior. This process includes all the considerations that a consumer could face during a decision process. Need recognition. The first stage of the buying process is need recognition. The buyer feels a need. That need could arise due to internal stimuli, which is when an individual's normal needs like hunger or thirst arise to a level that is high enough to become a drive. Marketers should do enough research on consumers to find out what kinds of needs arise and at what time, and how does a specific need lead the consumer to a specific product. Collecting such information allows the marketer to identify the factors that trigger a consumer's interest in a particular product. They can then develop marketing programs that take these factors into consideration. Information search. a consumer whose needs have risen to a high level might not search for more information. If his drive is strong enough and a product that will satisfy his need is around, he is likely to buy it right then. If not, he would remember the need and look for information that will satisfy his need. The consumer would be more aware of that need and will be more receptive to any information related to that need. He will pay more attention to ads and to conversations related to it, or he might get into an active information search mode. The amount of research he does will depend on several factors, which are: it will be directly proportional to the strength of his drive. It will depend on the amount of information he already has, how easy it is to obtain additional information. It will be affected by the value he places on getting more information, and depend on the satisfaction he gets from doing the research. The consumer could get information from several sources, which are personal sources. These could include family, neighbors, friends and acquaintances. Commercial sources, these could include salespeople, advertising, dealers, displays and product packaging. Public sources, these include mass media and consumer reviews. Experimental sources, this happens when the consumer handles the product, examines it and uses it. The amount of influence these sources of information have on the consumer will vary from product to product and on the consumer himself. Evaluation of alternatives. Before a consumer makes the decision to buy a product or service, he goes through a process of evaluation. Marketers must understand the alternative evaluation process, where the consumer processes the available information and chooses one brand over the other. This process is complex and the consumer does not use one evaluation process for all purchases. There are several evaluation processes that are used. There are certain basic concepts that explain the evaluation process, followed by a consumer. Let us assume that all consumers see a product as something that has several attributes. For example, a camera is a product with attributes like picture quality, the size of the camera, its weight, its price, the range of the base lens, the ease of use and other features. Different consumers will find different attributes relevant and will pay more attention to those attributes. Different consumers will put different weightage of importance to different attributes based on their requirements and needs. The consumer develops certain beliefs about different brands on where every brand stands on each attribute. This set of beliefs that the consumer develops about a brand is called brand image. It is possible that the consumer belief about a particular brand is different from its true attributes. This is mostly because of their experiences and the effects of perception, distortion and retention, which are all selective in nature. The expected total product satisfaction for consumers will vary with different levels of product attributes. For example, a consumer's expected satisfaction from a camera could increase if its weight was lesser. It could increase even more if the range of its lens were higher, and it could further increase if the price were discounted. Some consumers sometimes base their decision to buy on a single attribute, and it becomes easy to predict choices. However, most buyers measure several attributes, giving different importance to each attribute. If marketers could assess the importance given to each attribute by different consumers, they would be able to predict their choices. Marketers should do extensive research on consumers to understand exactly how they evaluate brand alternatives. If they are aware of the evaluation process, they could take steps in order to influence the decision of the buyer. There are several strategies that a marketer could use to influence consumers. Some of them are: they could try to change a prospective buyer's beliefs about its products and how it rates on important attributes, especially if a consumer is currently not very positive about its qualities. They could attempt to change the buyer's beliefs about its competitors. They could try to change the list of attributes that a buyer finds important or the weightage given to each of those attributes, and highlight the positivity of the attributes that their own product is strong on. Purchase decision. A buyer ranks brands and plans a purchase intention during the evaluation stage. His purchase decision is generally to buy the brand that ranks on top. However, there are two factors that could alter purchase intention. The first is the attitudes of others, especially people close to the consumer. For example, if a consumer's spouse feels strongly about a certain aspect, it is likely that the consumer would consider that while making the purchase decision. The second comes from the unexpected situations. The consumer's purchase intention is often based on certain factors like expected income, the benefits expected from the product, and expected price. There could be an unexpected event that changes the purchase intention: a job loss, an urgent need to purchase another product, a negative feedback about the product, or a heavy discount by a competitor could be some of those unexpected situations. Post-purchase behavior. The buyer decision process continues even after the purchase has been done, and so does the marketer's job. After the purchase has been done, the consumer is either satisfied with the product or dissatisfied and engages in post-purchase behavior. The satisfaction level of the consumer will depend on the difference between consumers' expectations and the perceived performance of the product. The expectations of consumers is based on the information they receive from several sources, including sellers and friends. When sellers exaggerate the performance of their product, the expectations of the consumer are generally not met and results in dissatisfaction. Leon Festinger, in his book A Theory of Cognitive Dissonance, says that almost all major purchases lead to cognitive dissonance. Consumers are generally satisfied with the benefits of the brand they have chosen. However, there is a compromise involved in every purchase. Consumers start feeling uneasy about the limitations of the brand they have bought and missing out on the benefits of the brands they have not. It is important for organizations to measure consumer satisfaction on a regular basis. Around 96% of dissatisfied consumers do not tell the seller about it. Therefore, it becomes more important for companies to encourage customers to give feedback. They must also ensure that the reasons leading to dissatisfaction are reduced as much as possible for future sales. Buyer decision process for new products. When consumers get to know about a product for the first time, they make a decision whether to buy it or not. This process is known as the adoption process. According to Everett M. Rogers, the adoption process is the mental process through which an individual passes from first learning about an innovation to final adoption. Different stages of the adoption process. Consumers pass through 5 stages in the adoption process, which are: awareness. The prospective consumer becomes aware of the product, but does not have much information about it. Interest. The consumer attempts to find information about the product. Evaluation. The consumer reviews the product, but is not sure if he should buy it. Trial. The consumer tests the product and tries to assess its value. Adoption. The consumer decides to make use of the product and purchase it. Marketers of a new product should help consumers to move through these stages. Marketers of a new gaming console will notice that a lot of consumers in the interest stage do not come back and move to the next stage. This could be because of the high price accompanied by the uncertainty of the product. Some of the potential consumers might buy the product if they could use it before making the purchase. Marketers could work out a plan to make that possible. Individual differences in innovativeness. People are very different from each other when it comes to trying new products. In each product category, the consumers can be classified into 5 adopter groups and they differ from each other in their values. Innovators, they are adventurous, they try new ideas and take risks. Early adopters, they are opinion leaders in their groups and adopt new ideas but are careful about it. Early majority, they are cautious, however, they adopt new ideas before an average consumer. Late majority, they are skeptical. They will adopt a new product only after a lot of people have tried it. Laggards, they are traditional in their outlook. They look at change with suspicion and adopt a new product only when it has been largely accepted by society. An organization that launches a new product should study the characteristics of innovators and early adopters. They should make efforts to market their product to these two groups first. Innovators are generally younger, have better education and fall in the higher income category. They are confident and rely on their own judgment. They are not brand loyal and take advantage of promotional campaigns. Influence of characteristics of new products on the rate of adoption. The characteristics of a new product has a direct impact on its rate of adoption. Some products are very quick to grab the consumer's interest, while some take a much longer time to get accepted. There are 5 important characteristics that influence the rate of adoption for a new product. Relative advantage, the extent to which the new product seems better than the existing product. Compatibility, the extent to which the new product fits in with the values and experiences of consumers. Complexity, the ease of use of the new product. Divisibility, the extent to which the consumers can try, sample or test the product before buying it. Communicability, the extent to which the satisfaction arising from using the product can be communicated or observed by others. There are a few other characteristics as well that influence the rate of adoption, like cost of initial purchase, maintenance cost, social approval and uncertainty. Summary. Buying behavior is vastly different for different products. The decision process for buying some products is simple and does not require much thought, while buying behavior of certain other products could be more complex, requiring buyer deliberation and involving more buyer participation. There are 4 different types of buying behavior: complex buying behavior, dissonance reducing buying behavior, habitual buying behavior and variety seeking buying behavior. The buying process begins much before a product or service is actually bought and continues long after that. This process goes through 5 different stages, which are need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision and post-purchase behavior. When consumers get to know about a product for the first time, they make a decision whether to buy it or not. This process is known as the adoption process. Consumers pass through 5 stages in the adoption process, which are awareness, interest, evaluation, trial, adoption. People are very different from each other when it comes to trying new products. In each product category, the consumer can be classified into 5 adopter groups and they differ from each other in their values. These adopter groups are innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority and laggards. This is all we have for today. Hope the session was informative. We will meet again in the next episode with a new topic. Till then, take care and goodbye.